I've been building this Ford Fusion, and in this video, we're going to install the craziest St-Spec interior.
And that's because over the past few months, we've been on a mission to build a Ford Fusion ST, a model that Ford never actually made.
So to pursue this mission, we've already swapped out the standard 70 horsepower engine for a 150 horsepower engine that came from a Fiesta ST. After that, we installed a load of handling upgrades like a full ST brake conversion, Fiesta ST wheels, and a whole lot more. Most recently, we have also completed a crazy paint job with a real Focus RS color called Ultimate Green, which looks absolutely mental. So today, the plan is to install a full St-Spec interior to match everything that we've done so far. And by the end of the video, you'll see a crazy transformation which will help turn our Fusion into even more of an ST.
Okay, so the plan in this video is to make the interior look as good as the exterior, because I think the Ultimate Green looks sensational, and a lot of you would have watched the last video, and I think it just came out so well, this color. It's probably my favorite we've done on the channel. So the interior needs to match it. It needs to be as good as the exterior, or else it will let the car down. So we are going again with an Ultimate Green theme for the interior, and we've got a load of genuine ST parts all reupholstered in Ultimate Green. It looks so good, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit later on to see all of those parts. We've got door cards, we've got rear benches, we've got, well, a rear bench, we've also got the front seats as well. It looks so good. But for now, the first job I want to tackle is stripping the interior down. So the rear bench needs to come out, the front seats, but also the sort of upper plastics on the interior, because these upper plastics are all this sort of cream color, which I am not the biggest fan of, and I'm not sure whether the STs would have had this, but it doesn't really scream performance version to me. So we're going to take out the plastics and also the headliner, which are all in that cream color, and get them either dyed or painted in black.
So I could go ahead and begin Operation Strip the Interior Down, and I could start by taking out the front seats.
Okay, that is chair number one. Number two. Okay, so next we've got to remove the rear bench. That's got to be the simplest rear bench removal ever.
I just did not expect that to be held in by 2 bolts.
Seat. Nice. That is all the seats out. Next up, steering wheel. 1, 2, 3. Is there anyone out there who thinks this is an efficient way of steering wheel removal? Come on, baby. Right, that's one. Still have no idea how I did that. Yes. Let's go. There we go. Steering wheel is out. Now we're going to do all of the plastics and also take out the headliner. One screw. Perfect. Okay, so now everything in the roof is off, we can go ahead and take out the headliner. Ready? I didn't even touch it. There we go. Headliner. Out. Out.
So now the interior's been fully stripped, the next step was to take all of those cream coloured plastics and get them painted in black. Now before doing this, we made sure to Scotch-Brite all of the plastics with water to clean them up, and as you can see here, we also used some plastic promoter, and once all of that was done, we could then apply the black paint. But whilst I'm doing that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I found out that 82% of you watching are not subscribed. That is most of you watching this video right now. So if you do enjoy the content and you want to see the Fusion absolutely sent to the moon, make sure to subscribe, as it's completely free and you can always change your mind later on. So now all of the plastics were painted, the next thing to do was to dye the headliner.
Okay, so that is now all of the plastics painted in black, and also our headliner is dyed black. and we are just waiting for this to dry, so we have stuck it underneath an infrared heater to sort of speed up the process. But whilst that dries, I think the next thing we're going to do is install our door handles, because a lot of you may have noticed in the previous video we just haven't installed these, and that is because it is quite time consuming to do. Alongside these door handles, we need to install the window glass as well as the inner door cards together. You sort of have to do it all in one. You can't just do one at a time. So that's why the door handles aren't in. And alongside that, we also need to do a few little jobs in the boot, like reconnecting up the loom, the reg lights, the lock as well needs to be reconnected up. The inner trim needs to go back in. There's a few little things with that as well that we need to crack on with now. So let's get on with it.
So to help us out with this job, Lav, who gave us a hand painting the Fusion in the previous video, actually came over to the unit to help me with this job because, as I mentioned, it is pretty time consuming.
Step one, we need to fit the inner door card. There we go. Now we can line it up. Next step, bolt it on.
So next I could focus on getting the locking mechanism lined up with the holes in the door.
You're very quiet there, Jeff.
Hold in this position.
Wait, stay there. This is what this guy's doing to film this.
I'm behind the GoPro. So I'm trying.
That is legendary. I just need something little to pry. That's pretty good, I'd say. So now we can put the rest of the bolts in, I believe. I'm a believer, I wouldn't leave her if I tried. I never saw her face. That was a banger, isn't it? I'm a believer.
It matches the theme of the car.
It does, we got Shrek. Yeah.
Shrek car. It just needs the ears.
It just needs the ear. It does need the
Actually
ears. It needs some like really big wing mirrors. Lovely. Right, next step is the window. Let's get it in. Right, window in. 2 bolts in there you've got to do up to secure the window, I believe. That seems in to me. Next thing, window rubbers. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's how you do it. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. Job done. Well, not yet, actually. That was a whole job in itself.
So now that was finished, the final thing to get the driver's door completely back together was to install the door handle.
And that goes in here. Okay, that can go on. Boom. Beautiful. All done.
So with both of the front doors now done, Lav and I could then crack on with doing the rear doors. And after all of the doors were back together, I could also do the boot. So now the door handles, door rubbers, window glass, window regulators and inner door cards have all been fitted back into the Fusion. There's one more thing we need to do before we can start building back up the interior, and that's a modification that I think this car desperately needs, and that is a set of window tints. So to get all of the rear windows on the Fusion tinted, D5 Graphics have come down to give us a hand. Now, often when you see windows getting tinted, the tint will firstly be applied to the outside to cut the tint into the correct shape, and then after that, it will then be applied to the inside of the window. And as for the tint we went for, it was a nice dark 20% tint that's not quite as dark as a limo tint, but is dark enough to give us that blacked out look.
Well, there we have it. The tints are fitted on the Fusion, and doesn't that just look so much better? Like, it contrasts the paint so nicely, and I think if they made a Fusion ST from the factory, they definitely would have given it some nice window tints. So good job. Thank you, D5 Graphics. But now that is done, we can finally get on with refitting our headliner and also all of our black plastics which we painted earlier. However, there has been an update to UK car finance. As per a recent court ruling, billions is on the table for UK drivers, and in fact, 4 out of 10 car finance deals may have been missold. So you may have thought it was all over, but it is not.
Now, up to 14 million people with car finance between 2007 and 2021 could still be owed compensation.
And this could add up to £18 billion in payouts.
The Supreme Court confirmed that discretionary commission arrangements were unfair, and this is where dealers secretly pushed up your interest rates to earn more commission.
The FCA says the average payout could be £950, and with the average customer having 2 or more agreements, that could be thousands of pounds owed. Now, yes, you can technically complain directly to your lender completely for free, take it to the financial ombudsman, and wait for the FCA redress scheme.
But lenders themselves admitted old records could be missing or deleted. So if you've moved house, lost paperwork, or just don't know who your lender was, making a complaint directly could get much harder.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where Reclaim 247 comes in, because they can search for finance agreements in your name using just your name, address, and date of birth. There's no paperwork, no hassle, and it's no win, no fee.
It takes less than a minute to start your claim, so give it a try. Your old car finance deal could be hiding a payday, and it's your money, don't leave it unclaimed.
We are making some pretty good progress now. That's the headliner in and also all of those interior plastics. But now that is done, we can move on to 2 jobs that we need to do before I show you all of those awesome ST parts that I mentioned earlier. And the first of those jobs is actually to do with these gear selector cables. Now, these are what connect up the shifter inside the car to the gearbox and obviously allow you to select what gear you want to be in. And this cable is broken. There's a bit of plastic sheathing just there, and as you can see, it has snapped. And I have a bit of an admission. That was me when we installed the engine for the first time. So it is completely my fault, but that has now stopped us from shifting gears properly. It's so annoying. You literally can't get it into third at all. So to fix that, we have a brand new gear shifter and also new gear selector cables. So this should allow us to shift gears. So let's get it in.
Well, the first thing we had to do was remove the old gear selector and cables, and to do that, we firstly had to take apart the center console.
I feel like that is just a yank, do you know what I mean?
I don't see it any what's either.
It's got to be a yank, isn't it? This is when we just pull it and it just shatters into a million pieces. Right, let's try it. There we go. Little plug under there to undo. And now this can come out. Lovely. Definitely needs a clean. Oh, look at the state of this. Ugh, definitely needs a hoover. Okay, so we can see that is our standard gear selector. The gear selector cables go under there, and then there is a bolt just there, and one just on that side as well. Very difficult to see, but we've got to undo those, and then also undo those 4. Should come out, and then we can replace it with a new one. There's one. There we go. Here's our old, broken gear selector and cables.
So with the old gear selector out, I could quickly give the carpet a hoover, and once it was all clean, I could then get the new one installed. Now, there's no real technique to doing this properly. You've just sort of got to try and wiggle the old cables through the tiny little hole in the bulkhead. So with our new gear selector now fitted, the final thing for me to do was to get everything back together. And now that's done, the last job we have to do before I can show you the new St-Spec interior is to install a new stereo. The current stereo in the Fusion has no Bluetooth capability and is just generally very dated, so it definitely needs replacing. After the stereo was in, I could then finish off by going around and getting all of the speakers fitted.
Right, I think we're finally ready now to see the ST parts, aren't we?
Let's do it.
I've been excited to show you all these ST parts for the whole video. So without further ado, here they are.
So this is the Fusion's new St-Spec interior. Now, this did cost a lot of money, but I have to say it is absolutely perfect for our car. Stuff like the seats and the rear bench have come straight out of a Fiesta ST, and as you can see, a lot of it is draped in gorgeous black leather. But the main party piece of this interior is that the centers of the seats and also the fabric sections of the door cards have been reupholstered in the exact, genuine ultimate green fabric that you'll find in the Focus RSs. And alongside all of this stuff, we also have a Fiesta ST steering wheel, a Fiesta ST gear knob, and we've even managed to track down and buy small details like the ST door seals and the ST aluminium pedals. It's safe to say that we've gone all out with this interior, and I think it is going to look ridiculously good in our Fusion.
Now all that's left to do is get it all fitted and see what it looks like.
So I was seriously excited to start getting all of these ST parts fitted into the Fusion, and the first things I decided to crack on with was getting the steering wheel, gear knob and pedals fitted.
Oh yeah! Oh god, we've got 2 ST badges already, 10 points. Now for the aluminium. Actually, we've got a lot of aluminium in here. We've got this aluminium, well, that is actually aluminium, I think.
So.
And then the pedals, and then also the door sills. We've got like a secondary, and the wheels, and actually that little surround around the front grille. We've got like a little secondary aluminium theme going on alongside the black and the green. Cool, right, pedals. Look at the difference. Just looks way smarter than that.
Yeah.
Plug him in. Nice, and then these ones should just be covers. I should just be able to peel these off. There we go.
Now, as for getting the clutch and the brake pedal covers fitted, it was actually deceptively difficult. It did take me a fair few minutes to get the covers fully wrapped around the pedals, but once it was done, it looked amazing. Next, it was in with the rear bench.
That should be 1 seat. That's in. Look at that. That is rear bench sorted.
Installing the rear door cards was the next thing I wanted to crack on with, and this is a nice, easy job. Once the rear door cards were done, I could then move on to the front door cards.
Beautiful. Done. Now it is time for the best part, the front seats. Let's get them in. And then we've got to plug in the plug.
The more ST parts we were fitting into the Fusion, the better it was looking. And at this point, it really felt like the hard work that we've put into this car was starting to pay off.
Hell yeah. Oh wow.
It looks mega.
That looks so good. Oh mate, it just looks unreal.
So cool.
This is gonna look, oh my god. Best interior we've done on the channel. It definitely is.
100%.
Oh my dear lord, this thing looks bloody beautiful. You're not gonna see this, but you're gonna hear the click. Are you ready? Click. No Ford Fusion in the history of humankind has ever looked this good. I actually don't care. Coolest Ford Fusion in the world. Somebody showed me their Ford Fusion that's cooler than this one.
Honestly.
It's not. This is the best thing ever.
So the final things to do to finish off our ST interior was to get some new floor mats fitted and also to get the ST door seals stuck down. And after the Tiger Seal had dried, we were then completely finished, and I can now introduce to you the Fusion ST's interior.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just take a look at the Fusion's new interior. This looks banging. I am absolutely in love with this interior. The seats, I've had a sit in them, they are so comfortable. But the main thing about this interior is just how cool it looks with the ultimate green fabric reupholstered everywhere. It looks amazing. So yeah, we actually have one more video planned on this car, and that is going to be getting the engine back in, but with a load of different modifications to make as much horsepower as possible. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure to subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed the interior build, and I will catch you all in the next one.